You won't believe what just happened on Sister Wives. For the first time in 20 seasons, David Woolley confronted Cody Brown to his face, called out decades of manipulation, and exposed the truth about his selfish behavior in less than 2 minutes. What Cody thought he could hide for years was shattered, and this moment changes everything for the family and fans alike. Stay tuned because we're breaking down every shocking detail and showing you exactly why this is the most important confrontation in Sister Wives history. David Woolley just did something no one in 20 seasons of Sister Wives has ever done. He confronted Cody Brown to his face, on camera, and in less than 2 minutes, dismantled decades of lies, manipulation, and ego building. Cody started the conversation positioning himself as the plural marriage expert, claiming that David is naive because he has only experienced monogamy, trying to frame himself as the wise sage, the man who understands complexity, but one who has learned from hardship. Yet everything Cody claims as wisdom is actually failure. He has destroyed relationships, alienated children, and caused pain. But he needs David to be the student, to be the man who doesn't understand, so that Cody can remain superior. This is a classic narcissistic tactic, reframing failure as esoteric knowledge and preemptively justifying his selfish choices. Cody even tells David that he doesn't know that he doesn't know, attempting to plant doubt about David's capacity and subtly predicting his eventual failure while disguising it as sage advice. But the reality is, Cody is projecting his own shortcomings and creating a narrative where his failures are incomprehensible to ordinary people. He then dismisses David's perspective, refusing to be influenced by someone who has done what he has failed to do, which is build a loving, stable relationship. Cody calls David likable, a guy's guy, but intentionally avoids acknowledging intelligence, insides, or capability. He is safe to compliment because it doesn't threaten Cody's superiority. Then the interaction escalates. The moment David expresses love for Christine, Cody reacts with confusion, saying, "Why in the hell am I here? This is weird." This seemingly innocent statement exposes a deep psychological truth. Cody is uncomfortable, not because of social awkwardness, but because he is confronted with his irrelevance. Christine has moved on and chosen a life that does not revolve around him. For the first time in decades, he is no longer the center of someone's emotional universe, and that is what truly unnerves him. David sees this and does not flinch. He responds with clarity, naming Cody's manipulation for what it is. He calls out the lie of Cody claiming he did love Christine. The way Cody presents it was not confession or vulnerability, but a strategic territorial marking designed to destabilize David and assert control over Christine. The bro code is invoked as David explains that Cody violated a fundamental principle of respect men owe to each other in acknowledging and protecting relationships. Cody inserted himself where he had no right to be, and David refuses to allow that behavior to go unchecked. He frames it calmly, measured, and undeniable. Cody's attempt to assert dominance is met with transparency, and this clarity is exactly what he fears the most. Not anger, not confrontation, but the unobstructed truth. The context of the Moab trip amplifies the stakes. David invited Cody for the benefit of their children, a test of character, to see if Cody could prioritize anyone but himself. And Cody failed spectacularly, showing that even in an environment designed for cooperation, he defaults to ego-driven self-interest. His entire performance is about what he wants, not what the children need, not what Christine needs, or anyone else involved. David identifies the pattern immediately and articulates it for the audience, reinforcing the fact that Cody's behavior has been consistent for 30 years. Every relationship, every conversation, every decision dominated by his own desires, while dismissing or undermining the well-being of others. This confrontation is not just personal, it is a revelation to the audience. The clarity David provides allows fans to see patterns previously obscured by Cody's charm, manipulation, and reframing tactics. David's intervention functions both as exposure and validation. Fans who have followed this saga for decades can finally witness an objective outsider articulate what everyone has felt. The emotional intelligence David demonstrates contrasts sharply with Cody's performative expertise. Cody presents himself as a sage, yet has never demonstrated the capacity to love consistently or act with integrity. David's consistent, respectful, and loving behavior makes Cody's flaws undeniable and irrefutable. The silence from Cody when confronted with these truths is more revealing than any argument could be, because it exposes the absence of defense, the absence of refutation, and the presence of undeniable reality that David sees him completely. David's language is precise. His accusations are concise and unavoidable. It's all about what he wants, a phrase that decodes 3 decades of manipulation, selfishness, and control. And once framed in that simple 5-word formula, Cody has no response. He cannot reconstruct his narrative because the facts have been clearly observed, recorded, and articulated by a credible witness, a man whose actions demonstrate the very values Cody professes to possess but has never lived. Cody's attempt to growth, humility, and acknowledgement that he doesn't know is contradicted instantly by his behavior. He lectures David, he dismisses perspective, he prioritizes his feelings. Discomfort over the needs of his children or ex-wife. Real growth would require accountability, which Cody is incapable of. And David's recognition of this dynamic makes the confrontation not only dramatic, but instructive for viewers. It models how clarity exposes manipulation and demonstrates healthy boundary setting. The triangulation tactic Cody uses when he says, "I did love you," in front of David, is identified immediately as an attempt to destabilize the current relationship and reassert perceived dominance over Christine. But David refuses to absorb the manipulation. He names it, he neutralizes it, and he protects his marriage. In doing so, he empowers Christine, validates her experiences, and exposes Cody's true nature. The confrontation is also a lesson in the difference between performed and genuine growth. Cody can say he understands, but his actions betray him, and David's observations make that betrayal transparent to the audience. The contrast between David and Cody is stark. David invited Cody to participate for the sake of the children, yet Cody's behavior turns the situation into a display of self-centeredness. His choices reveal a pattern that confirms everything the wives and children have long suspected, and the broader audience now sees the mechanics of narcissistic behavior in real time. The timing underscores the magnitude. Christine left Cody 4 years ago in November 2021 and has built a new life, found happiness and stability, yet Cody remains stuck in bitterness and self-importance, unable to process change or move beyond himself. This timeline provides context for why David's clarity is so impactful. It exposes the stagnation of Cody's character and elevates David's actions as both courageous and transformative. The psychological impact extends beyond the immediate interaction because it demonstrates how manipulation relies on ambiguity and control over perception. And when someone like David responds with crystal clear recognition and naming of behaviors, the manipulator loses all leverage. There is no room to reframe, no room to gaslight, no ambiguity to exploit. David Woolley functions as both participant and observer. He gives Cody the opportunity to prove himself for the children and records the outcome. Cody fails, revealing the truth without debate. The power dynamic shifts permanently. David emerges as the man Cody pretends to be, the competent, loving, respectful partner Cody has never embodied. And Cody is left exposed, not through drama or spectacle, but through rational naming of patterns consistent with decades of behavior. The confrontation also validates Christine and the adult children, confirming that their experiences were accurate, that Cody's selfishness and disregard were not distortions or exaggerations, but realities recognized even by someone outside the family with no emotional investment. David's statements resonate widely because viewers can see themselves in the dynamic. Everyone recognizes the Cody in their own lives, the narcissist, the ego-driven individual, the manipulator, and seeing him confronted with clarity is cathartic and empowering. David's intervention models healthy masculinity, accountability, and clear boundaries, all delivered in a way that is calm, authoritative, and unassailable. The moment is dramatic, shocking, suspenseful, and looping as the audience continues to realize the layers of manipulation, exposure, and validation. Each revelation leads to the next, making it impossible to look away from the unfolding truth. Cody's repeated attempts at framing complexity as expertise collapse under the weight of David's observations. Each sentence David delivers compounds the clarity, the exposure, and the irreversible shift in perception. By naming what is happening and why it matters, David Woolley transforms the scene from mere confrontation to cultural commentary and psychological instruction. The audience sees manipulation being dismantled in real time, power dynamics being flipped, accountability enforced, and validation provided, all within a concise and dramatic exchange. And as Cody remains silent, the viewers recognize that silence is more damning than any counter-argument could be, because it reflects awareness, acknowledgement, and helplessness in the face of truth, all of which is conveyed through David's composed, deliberate, and insightful articulation of reality. And the audience is drawn in by the tension, suspense, and inevitability of Cody's exposure, realizing that every comment, every gesture, every pattern from the past decades is encapsulated in this one interaction, creating a loop where every previous action is reevaluated under the lens of David's clarity, revealing the extent of Cody's self-centeredness, selfishness, and failure to grow, while highlighting David's integrity, emotional intelligence, and unwavering commitment to protecting his partner and family, while teaching viewers how to recognize and respond to manipulation in their own lives. The entire segment functions as both dramatic revelation and masterclass in accountability, narcissistic exposure, and relational clarity, making it compelling, impossible to skip, and a must-watch for the entirety of the clip. As the confrontation between David Woolley and Cody Brown continues, the intensity escalates. Every word, every expression adds layers of tension and revelation. David does not simply react, he observes, he interprets, he names the dynamics at play, creating a narrative that exposes the full scope of Cody's behavior. Cody attempts to maintain control by asserting his supposed wisdom, lecturing about plural marriage, and framing his failures as complex knowledge, but David remains unfazed. Each of Cody's statements is met with calm, precise dissection, revealing the emptiness behind the performance. The audience witnesses Cody trying to create a hierarchy, positioning himself as experienced, the sage, the man who understands the nuance and difficulty of relationships. Yet all his supposed insight is built on self-interest, manipulation, and a history of emotional neglect. David identifies this immediately, refusing to allow Cody to elevate himself through distortion or performance. He dismantles the narrative layer by layer, exposing the true pattern that has governed Cody's life for decades. Everything Cody has done, every choice, every interaction, every decision has been dictated by what he wants, rather than what his partners, children, or family needed. David articulates this with clarity and precision, and the audience is drawn into the suspense of witnessing a man who has operated for years in the shadows. Decades, he relied on confusion, manipulation, and charm to maintain his narrative. Now, he faces undeniable truth, witnessed not by wives or children who have been silenced or dismissed, but by an outsider with credibility, perspective, and moral clarity. And this elevates the suspense, because viewers recognize that no amount of excuses, charm, or manipulation can undo what has been revealed. Each insight David provides builds momentum, highlighting Cody's repeated failures, his disregard for the needs of others, his prioritization of self, his inability to act with empathy or integrity. And the audience is drawn along in a loop, each revelation compounding the last, creating an irresistible drive to watch the confrontation to its conclusion. David identifies and names the Moab test as a crucial turning point. He explains that Cody was given an opportunity to act for the children, to put aside ego, to show up, and yet he failed spectacularly, choosing instead to make the event about his own statements, his own discomfort, his own need for validation. This failure crystallizes for the audience decades of behavior patterns that were previously subtle or obscured. And the suspense is built because viewers are aware that this single interaction encapsulates 30 years of manipulation, selfishness, and prioritization of self over others. The psychological protects her, yet is not ensnared in decades of trauma or manipulation. He is able to observe patterns objectively, and his articulation functions both as confrontation and education for the audience. The suspense builds because the audience recognizes the inevitability of exposure. David's framing of the Moab test, the triangulation tactic, the territorial jealousy, the self-centered failures, and the pattern of all about what he wants, all loop together, reinforcing the clarity of the moment, reinforcing the inability of Cody to respond, and reinforcing the dramatic tension. The confrontation becomes not only compelling TV, but a lesson in human behavior, integrity, and relational dynamics. David's observations loop back to validate every prior claim from wives, children, and fans. Each confirmation amplifies suspense and draws viewers deeper into the revelation. Every layer of the confrontation adds psychological intensity, exposing not just Cody's behavior, but the mechanisms by which manipulation and narcissistic control function, and demonstrating in real time how clarity, accountability, and integrity dismantle them. And the audience is compelled to watch because each sentence builds on the last, each observation exposes more, and each confirmation reinforces the stakes, creating a continuous loop of suspense, revelation, and validation that cannot be ignored. As the confrontation unfolds, David Woolley not only exposes Cody Brown, but models how truth, clarity, and integrity operate in practice, leaving viewers captivated, engaged, and absorbed in every moment. David Woolley just did what no one else could. He exposed Cody Brown's manipulation and selfishness with clarity, courage, and precision in less than 2 minutes. Every lie, every ego move, every pattern Cody relied on for decades was laid bare, and the truth cannot be denied. Christine's choices are validated, the children's experiences are confirmed, and viewers finally see the reality of Cody's behavior. This moment isn't just drama, it's a masterclass in accountability and emotional intelligence, and it proves once and for all that clarity and integrity always